This season of Chef on Chef, we're giving homegrown Malaysian produce the limelight it deserves. Chef on Chef Season 5, Homegrown. In this episode of Chef on Chef, we head off to Penang, the Malaysian state that's highly celebrated for its beautiful UNESCO World Heritage Sites. But today, we're going off the beaten track to visit a farm nestled in Bella Kuan that harvests a shellfish many may not assume could be bred and grown in the hot, humid and tropical climate of Malaysia. The oyster.
Hi, I'm Ivan and I'm one of the co-founders from Penang Oyster Park. We started since 2019. Our vision is to let people to know more about Malaysia's oyster.
Ivan is expecting a few guests today who are just as curious as we are.
Hello!
Hello! Hey guys, how are you today?
Wow, didn't know there's an oyster farm in Penang. Hi, I am Bella and I am a content creator. Why am I here today? It's just very simple. I'm here to have a taste of all these really fresh oysters and to get to know more of the entire process of the farming, which was very interesting and intriguing.
At this farm, it is the algae that makes all the difference. Using a unique variety of phytoplanktons, a type of brown and green algae, the oyster larvae are then fed 3 times a day, allowing them to grow in size. Once the oysters have reached a certain size, only then will they move on to the next stage of the process.
So guys, this is the second step that they're already 6 weeks old. We call it spade.
Spade.
Yeah. So
Smells like, actually if you
show
smell, it
here.
smells like oyster. Smell like it's quite strong. There were a lot of things were like out of my expectation. I thought we're gonna be like in an open ocean, you know, and to experience all these, but I didn't know it's such a structured place.
Yeah, let me show you. These are water spats.
So tiny.
Yes, baby oyster. You will see like mini stone here. Then each of the stone oyster.
Wow.
Yes.
Here's actually more than a dozen.
Yes.
Hi, this is Chef Lee from Eat and Cook. Basically a restaurant owner for this restaurant.
I'm Chef Yong, one of the chef owner from Yong as well.
What they're doing here with the other farm that we see in Malaysia, definitely different, which is the part of detail. They are very precise on every single stage of the oyster growing.
Growing oysters, as it turns out, is an arduous process that takes plenty of time and patience. The oyster larvae take about 6 months to grow to a satisfactory size before they are brought to the estuary, located just a few steps away from the hatchery. Here, the oysters will be harvested once they are matured.
When we talk about locals oyster all the time, before we know this farm, fattiness on the oyster and the freshness of the taste profile is always that we don't find out in local oyster.
It's surprisingly the texture, the fattening, the flavor is very close to like a French or even Japanese oyster, because if you know Japanese oyster, they have a very big size, their meat is fat. Turns out even though our local oyster might not big size, but the texture, the fattening is there.
Now comes the best, and for the uninitiated, possibly the trickiest part of the process, the shucking.
My thoughts on shuckling an oyster. Okay, it looks very easy, but it's definitely not. Yeah, I guess you have to have that, a little bit of the skill and experience. I mean, it's so easy to consume oysters, but you know, I think the shuckling is really like the person behind doing the work. Hats off to them.
Inside.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Chef.
Thank you, Anna.
Cheers everyone. Cheers.
Try it on the muscle. Wow. We love the oyster actually. It really hit on our part. What I actually mind-blowing and very respected is that what Ivan and the team are doing in the farm of this oyster farm, which is no one will put their time to basically do a research on 1,000 type of algae and then to find a suitable algae to feed their oyster.
I can feel that these people are very passionate about what they do because it's a lot of time, it's a lot of work. Yeah, for me, the entire process is very, very mind-blowing.
Alright, so Yong, are you ready to cook off after the tour and the knowledge from the oyster farm? Are you ready to put in the menu?
Yep, definitely I'm ready to bring this oyster to our restaurant.
Okay, wait, before that, I think we will cook off with Bella.
Yep,
So you think she's ready?
I'm not sure about it. Let's see.
Let's see.
So I'll be cooking with the two chefs, which I'm very excited. I think I'm just gonna be, you know, that little student on the side. Hopefully I can learn a thing or two. Yeah.
After the enlightening tour of the oyster farm, our journey now takes us to eat and cook in Kuala Lumpur. The highly acclaimed restaurant is where Chef Lee and Chef Yong have made a name for themselves by crafting seasonal menus using Malaysian ingredients in new and novel ways.
Eat and Cook, we founded up during pandemic, started to find our own way to be different from others, trying to wave up our cultures, our food and our flavors.
Right, so we have the oysters we're going to cook off.
Basically, we can think about a very popular dish in Penang, something we call Oh Chien. So we get a very creative idea that reimagines of Oh Chien. So we're using back of a tulle, using back of tapioca rice flour. At the same time, we infuse with some fried eggs, flours, a bit of chili jams, and also with some fresh oyster that we get from Penang. I think we're still missing something to pair with it.
Yeah, maybe we need some aroma to enhance and liften up the taste of the oyster.
The answer to Chef Lee's question is a distinctive addition to the day's menu that's meant to bring out the best flavours of the locally farmed oysters. Jean-Baptiste Gauville, the brand ambassador of Martel, is here to suggest some unique pairings from the famed cognac house.
So today, guys, I brought to you two very special cognacs. The first one that we have is Martel Cordon Bleu, which is the flagship of the Martel house, actually. So very round, very elegant. We're gonna taste it.
Okay, sure.
Promise me, guys, no yamseng.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Gently place your nose over the glass. And here you have all the intensity, all the aromas of Martel Cordon Bleu reaching your nose.
Has a bit of vanilla.
Yes?
Yeah,
You have vanilla aromas coming up quite prominently, actually.
it's prominent.
So tasty.
Okay, so we're now gonna go with our second cognac of the day, Martel XO, which is the interpretation of the Martel house of the Grand Champagne. There we go.
It's a bit sweeter.
Yep.
You have a hint of sweetness. So santé, everybody.
Sauté. Sauté.
After the Martel crash course, Chef Lee, Chef Yongzi and Bella decide on which cognac would best suit the fresh, briny notes of the oysters.
Cordon Bleu is a bit more Tropicana fruit flavors, you know, a bit light. They will be perfectly, that's I think to go well with the dish that we currently do.
Okay.
All right, let's
I'm
go.
excited of this.
The Oh Chien, you remember we have something like crunchiness thing. So we'll make another version. Basically, this is a crunchiness come from. We're gonna make a very traditional tulle.
Oh, that's when you get that thin, crunchy batter on the.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
So now it's your turn. Pan is zero. Yep. Just go for it.
How much?
Yep. Little more. Little more. Yep. Okay. Now basically it's like waiting for the shape for whole. So wait the water means like burn off. They will slowly become like a crispy, like a whole.
Okay, splash it. Oh no!
Since we have to make another one more.
Ay.
So that's why we have to take care of what we're doing. Let's go.
Oh, cool.
No worry. Yep. Yes, correct. This is the perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yay!
Yes.
It's my first
Tulle. Okay, so we are moving to the next step.
Yeah.
So we have some fried eggs because only Oh Chien most important thing, we have the aromatic from the egg as well. So I need you to help me to crack 4 eggs. This about.
By adding a dash of the Martel Cordon Bleu into the mix. By the looks of it, they've taken the Oh Chien another step further by deconstructing the dish, breaking down each ingredient into several layers. Oh Chien, or oyster omelette, is a popular Malaysian dish and a local favourite in Penang. Meanwhile, Bella puts her newly acquired shucking skills to the test.
Oh, cool. Look at this. Gorgeous.
Quite surprisingly, Bella did very well because she's a lady, especially never worked in a professional kitchen before.
Bella was full of the energy to face all the challenge and done it in like good, very good way. It's on beyond our expectation. So let's split up the dish. Okay? We start with this piece of our tool in the center. Alright? And then we'll have the egg replacement by layer and layer. So we have some bouillon that made by egg and a scallion, which is whatever ingredient we needed. Yeah. So we just sprinkle down on the egg. We don't want it to be too overpowering.
Yeah.
And basically we just drop the oyster that you sharp just now. Like 1
2 oysters.
and 2. Yeah, this is for you, then we put 2.
So generous.
Alright, so it's Oh Chien, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Finishing, beautiful. We need that chili, you know. When we eat our Oh Chien, we always dip with the sauces. So we need that accent, the chili. So we just lightly covered it on top. And then we are choosing some interesting baby coriander. We just need to lightly drop on the side. Let's try it out. Okay.
Oh, am I allowed to try?
Yup, you should try because you are the one who's going to serve later on. We'll go into the center.
Whoa.
Okay, gorgeous. Cheers.
Oh.
Oops. Mmm. We still managed to get the oyster. Yeah. And the egg is still there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Okay, so are you ready?
Yeah.
We're going to cook off later on for the chef dinner. Alright, so let's do our best.
Okay.
Alright, let's go.
I won't disappoint. Don't worry.
Let's go.
The Oh Chien dish seems to have passed the taste test in the kitchen. But will it impress our guests today? Chef Mandy Go returns in this episode of Chef on Chef to deliver her verdict on Chef Lee and Chef Yong's menu.
So my name is Mandy. I'm the chef from the Atas restaurant.
So first time for you coming here, is it?
It's my second visit here.
Wow. So I guess the expectations are here today, right?
They are always serving the best food.
I think they have a special guest today,
Yeah.
Bella. I am looking forward to hear the feedback of the chefs when it
Yes.
comes to her performance.
Yeah, yes, totally right. It's not easy to work in the kitchens, and they have been working with both of the chefs so many days to create the menu. So luckily, she haven't kicked out from the kitchen yet.
Hello.
So here we have a deconstructed Penang Oh Chien. So there are a couple layers. The first one is the base, which is the tulle. It's made of tapioca with oyster oil. So
Okay.
we fried it, and then after that you have your egg. So the egg is actually infused with cognac. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then to enhance the flavors and elevate the flavors, we'll finish up with the chili sauce, which is also infused with cognac, and a spring onion sabayon sauce. So the serving part, I was a bit nervous because they were like, okay, you have to present this dish and you have to explain it. I think I screwed up a little bit, but you know, you have to be very confident with your speech. You have to be very confident on what you present. You have to believe in what you do.
Yeah, I can see that he's putting a lot of oyster into it, like oyster oils into the crackers. So every single part of oyster go into the dish. I'm sure that it's gonna full of iodines from the oyster together with the cordon bleu.
Looks like it. Actually, it's a very generous serving, and I'm sure there will be plenty of flavors.
Shall we?
Let's go. I
Bon-
follow you.
Bon appetit!
Bon appetit. I really like the balance in between the spiciness and the sweetness. There is not one overpowering the other.
You're totally right.
Very balanced.
And the texture inside your mouth, you know, from the crispiness to the creaminess as well. And for the last, right, with the balance complex of the cordon bleu, it's like perfect.
Absolutely. I'm gonna taste the oyster. Let's see. I heard a lot about it actually. Let's see how it goes. Oh, really fantastic. I didn't know that there were such good oysters in Malaysia. I'm really loving what I'm having in my plate now. A little bit earlier today, I came and I introduced them two cognacs, Martel Cordon Bleu and Martel XO. Seems like they have chosen Martel Cordon Bleu to spray on this dish. What do you think about it?
At first, I was quite confusing, like whether it works for them or not, because it's two different products that has very strong profiles. But it works well because of the balance with the oyster itself. Because the oyster brings out the iodine and the creaminess to balance both of the spicy level and the cognac.
I guess they have done a really, really good job at crafting this dish. I love the pairings that they are bringing. Definitely rated to 10 out of 10 on my side.
It's worth for the dinner tonight.
Absolutely.
How they create the menus that what we used to have from the comfort foods from what we are into the dinings, into a different experience I could see is like, wow. The journey of it is like, it's different from what I've done in other restaurants.
The deconstructed Oh Chien passed with flying colours. But what the kitchen has in store for the guests in the following course may be a little more unexpected.
The things that I really impressed is like how Bella, you know, when she's cooking all this, she's like 100% follow the instruction for the chef to do every single things.
Yeah, she seems like she's in good hands actually.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you.
Wow, it smells so good.
Here you go. Alright, these are gentlemen's. Next courses, we actually have the octopus that cook in different way. Right now, what Bella will do is basically pour on the Martel XO.
Wow.
So this dish, we want to pair out with the yam and the octopus with the Martel XO.
All right. Did you have a chance to taste Martel XO already in the past?
Yes, I do. But I think I still believe some guides from the professionals how to taste it.
Sure thing. Firstly, have a look at the color. Very rich color, very complex. This is a reinterpretation of the Grand Champagne from Maison Martel. So here we are a little bit more on the spicy side and the power side compared to Martel Cordon Bleu that we had as a spray earlier on our food. So let's see how that works. Should we?
Voilà.
Absolutely, let's
Bon
go.
appetit.
What a presentation. They did a really good job at plating actually.
Yeah, it opened up my appetites. And what the recommendation from the chef is like to have the croquette with the octopus.
Wow, the octopus is really tender. I feel there's really a lot ongoing. In terms of flavors, in terms of textures, this is just so rich.
You have the balance of every single bite. From the leaf, from the spiciness, and from the pepper flavor from the cognac. It's perfect.
Yes, yeah, I really believe it's making a difference, you know, adding this little touch of Martel XO. The smell completely changed.
Yes, it's totally different the flavor when you drink on its own, and it's go to the cuisine.
I think they are really doing a great job at showcasing the versatility of the cognac.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the octopus, especially when they added the Martel into it. That really brought some flavors in the air. So really a big surprise factor for me.
Today overall experience is like, honestly, it's opened my eyes. I truly appreciate every single meal that I have the chance to dine in, because I could see the efforts and the creativity from the chef into the dish. How Chef Lee and Samuel create the dish into the octopus with the chimichurri sauce is really opened up my eyes like, wow, it brings out a different kind of a profile and a flavor for itself. I would say this is my best dish of the night.
Alright, so how was the food?
Absolutely fantastic. Actually, earlier we had a little tasting of Martel Cordon Bleu and Martel XO. I think you guys made the right choice. I feel this really added extra flavors into the dish, and I really love that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, good job, Bella.
Congratulations. So how did your student of the day do actually?
It was A+. Good student report.
Such an honor. think I did not bad, but I feel like definitely there's so much more to improve. Especially when I see them, you know, like their knife skills, the cutting, even doing something as simple, but they do it with like finesse. You know, it's very effortless.
Congratulations, everyone.
Cheers. Cheers.
I absolutely love the experience. I think the chefs have done an amazing job, and I was impressed by Bella.
Today's experience is very unique for me. Basically, they closed off the restaurant for us. I could see that how much effort that they put, you know, to bring the dining experience that is just for two of us only, myself and JB. I would say it brings a lot of surprise and curious for me when I had the dish.
I learned a lot, not just how like the operation works in the kitchen. It's more on their dedication into every dish. I've always been very intrigued at how a restaurant works. So today I have a glimpse of, you know, like from the start to the finish. So it's been a great experience. I don't know, hopefully one day I am able to work with them again. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
We did something that we never did it before. We've been cooked with Bella, like first time in our life. I think the best part is we managed to do some interesting dishes in like a very limited time. We are really happy that we have everyone today. In basically giving us some sunshine, like a part of like middle of the year.
As we come to the end of our little farm-to-table gastronomic adventure, Chef Lee and Chef Yong have proven that when it comes to local flavours, sometimes it takes a little bit of creativity to rekindle and excite our palates. Chef on Chef is brought to you by Martell, the oldest of the great cognac houses. Drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive.
Thank you for watching Chef on Chef, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. First Class is hosting a giveaway for 6 winners to join an exclusive cooking workshop with us and Bella.
Log on to firstclass.com.my to win.